set, hut.
As the hills of West Virginia resound with the sound of Golden Blue football.
Almost heaven, West Virginia.
Now let's bring on the Mountaineer. Goes around about the 50, the 10, the 5. A touchdown, West Virginia. He did it.
He did it. Patrick White. Touchdown, Devine, Austin.
The Don Nehlen's Mountaineers enjoy walking in where angels fear to tread.
I think you think that these guys are going to fall over dead for you. Well, I got news for you. They're going to punch you right in the mouth. It's Mountaineer pride!
Nothing cheap, nothing dirty, but West Virginia football. West Virginia football.
We've no doubt tonight they shouldn't have played the old Golden Blue. Not this night!
They've done it. They've done it. A perfect season. And the Mountaineers, for the first time in history, undefeated and untied.
Don Nehlen and his Mountaineers, for the second time, have finished a regular season with an unblemished mark.
Ain't no stopping the Golden Blue.
It is a great night to be a Mountaineer wherever you may be.
What's going on, Mountaineer Nation? Welcome into another live stream here on the Country Roads Webcast, August 7th edition. And we got some breaking news to talk about with this one. Unplanned, kind of impromptu stream, but I thought that this was definitely big enough news that warranted me coming on and taking a second to talk about it. So won't be a lengthy stream, but we got multiple running back updates to talk about. It's crazy because, this is the room that myself and I know a lot of others were super excited about how loaded this running back room was. And all of a sudden, that room looks a little bit thin. So not only do we have injuries to talk about, we have another eligibility concern that's apparently going on that we didn't know about to join into Tye Edwards. But the silver lining, we have a new roster addition, it sounds like, that we can talk about here, and it's one that'll get Mountaineer fans excited. So, like I said, this won't be a long stream, but that's what the context is going to be here. Multiple updates to the running back position coming out of fall camp today that we have to talk about. So that's what we're going to get into here for this one. Appreciate you guys tuning in, whether you're watching live on Facebook or Twitch. If you're doing that, be sure to come over to the YouTube side here, subscribe to the channel, get access to our pre-recorded videos, podcast episodes. We put out our season predictions podcast already over the past week. We've got our position preview series going. That's in pre-recorded fashion. You have to come over to the YouTube channel to get that content, and we really appreciate you guys that do just that. And if you're watching here on YouTube, whether live or on the playback, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Help us out with that crazy YouTube algorithm. Help us find more Mountaineer football fans like yourself. And shout out to you guys that listen on the audio side as well. Appreciate those interactions too. If you would, leave us a rating there. That helps us out on that side of things. So with no further ado, guys, I'm going to hop into this one and let you guys know these updates really quickly. And then I want to talk a little bit about what looks like to be the new addition. WVSportsNow.com got an article up on him already, actually. So let's talk about these updates, because there's some pretty significant things here. So you've probably seen this going around, coming out of the Rich Rod press conference. It's ongoing or probably just recently ended. A lot of places have shared it, but this Reddit post from Reddit College Football kind of puts it all into one tweet here. So that's why I've got this pulled up, and that's what we're going to use. So big updates on the West Virginia running back room. We knew that, there were some injury issues going on, and so much so now Cannon Katzer is injured as well. So right now, Jaheim White and Dior Hubbard are the only running backs we have practicing. So from an absolutely loaded running back room with a ton of talent, eligibility concerns and injuries, and we're down to 2 guys practicing right now, which is definitely not enough for a Rich Rod offense. He's already said and stated in the past he wants to have 3 guys game ready, game in and game out. So definitely going to have to do something, and this kind of goes hand in hand with him talking about one to add a running back. More on that momentarily. Clay Ash and Cannon Katzer are injured. And this one right here is the one that really surprised me, because we had not heard this at all. We had heard about the eligibility concerns of the other guys, and we've talked about, Tye Edwards, Jeff Weimer, Justin Harrington, Jamori Robinson. But apparently, I was thinking Knighton wasn't practicing because maybe he was still recovering from his injury. We know he's coming off that knee that I believe it was there that he had at SMU. but he is awaiting eligibility as well. So in a similar situation to Tye Edwards, and that's why he hasn't practiced. It's not that he's not healthy yet. He still hasn't had his eligibility, cleared up yet. So we're looking at Knighton and Edwards as maybe not being eligible, which would leave us with Jaheim White, Dior Hubbard, Clay Ash, Cannon Katzer, and Sincere Bowers, which I believe Sincere Bowers is not practicing right now. We'll talk about that momentarily as well. I think that one is more likely to be due to an injury, but he is coming, up from the JUCO ranks, and we know sometimes credits are an issue, so maybe that's an academic thing with Sincere Bowers. I think that's possible. We can't rule that out. But we know Knighton not playing, not eligibility. Now we know that where he's waiting on eligibility, just like Tye Edwards. So Knighton and Edwards out of the picture. There's two really talented running backs, very experienced running backs out of the mix. Sincere Bowers hasn't practiced yet. Not exactly sure what the deal is there. Clay Ash is injured. Cannon Katzer is injured. So you only have your two returners, Jaheim White and Dior Hubbard. So what do? You need to add somebody. Who are you going to add possibly this late? How about this? How about this for a new addition to the roster? Coach Noel Devine's son, Andre Devine, is likely joining the team as a late transfer addition, but nothing for sure yet. And then lastly, they say no update on Sincere Bowers, which surprising there. We haven't had an update yet on Sincere Bowers. But we can talk about the more positive side of that news, I think, and that being Andre Devine possibly joining this room now that all of a sudden is a little bit thin. So let's talk about him a little bit here, as this has now been reported multiple places. Our friends over at WVSportsNow.com dropping an article on it already. So Andre Devine joining, a really talented West Virginia running back room. We've talked about how loaded that room is. It's just a matter of getting these guys healthy and getting them eligible. But in the meantime, Andre Devine's going to be that third running back and going to have plenty of opportunities probably to show what he can do as he's coming on board to join Noel Devine, his dad, here at WVU, according to Mike Ostie, who just posted this. To no surprise, Andre Devine is following his dad to West Virginia. Noel's son spent 2024 at Jack State under Rich Rod, is moving to West Virginia to follow Rich Rod to WVU. With his addition assumed for months, Rodriguez brought it up publicly for the first time a little over a week into fall camp on Tuesday, and then Mike tweet talking about it. So like I said, multiple sources talking about this now. Andre Devine joining the running back room, and much needed at this point. Rich Rod reveals Andre Devine joining the team. It's been assumed for months. Well known apparently, as Mike had the story in drafts all season, especially after his dad became a part of the coaching staff. But the first time it's been brought up publicly by WVU, and I was surprised. That was the one thing that I was really surprised about when Noel Devine came on, because I knew Andre was there at Jack State. I was like, he's got to be following him, and we never heard anything about it. So I was like, well, maybe he's going to have a good role at Jack State. Doesn't want to leave there. Either way, whether it was in the works, a long time, or just now happens because of West Virginia's need at the position, I think either way we benefit from it, because he's got the bloodline, right? He's got the genetics of Noel Devine, and he's pretty fast as well. If you play the college football video game, I'm sure you've probably seen him on there. So good addition here. Comes after WVU hired Noel Devine as an offensive analyst and assistant running backs coach. Andre was a product of North Fort Myers High School. Did not see any playing time last year at Jack State, but we're excited that he's here now, and we'll see if he can work his way into some playing time at WVU. What's exciting about this is I believe he's only either a redshirt freshman or a true sophomore. I want to say redshirt freshman. And so it's someone that has a ton of time to develop throughout his career and gets to learn from his dad, who played the position, played in this offense. So, that's only going to help. And right now, he's probably going to get plenty of reps with what we have going on there at the running back position. So that's the big news, guys. Multifaceted updates here for sure. Some of which not so positive. I think the biggest, surprise for me is definitely Jalen Knighton having eligibility issues, just like Tye Edwards is having eligibility issues. We didn't know that. Seemingly, that kind of came out of nowhere, in my opinion. I had no idea about that. Thought it was likely Knighton was still recovering from his injury. That's why he was not practicing. But no, it's an eligibility issue. We don't know the status of Sincere Bowers. He's not practicing. So we have Sincere Bowers not practicing for unknown reasons. We have Tye Edwards waiting to hear about eligibility. We have Jalen Knighton waiting to hear about eligibility. And then currently we have Clay Ash injured and Cannon Katzer injured. So that's the negative side of the updates, leaving us only right now with Jaheim White and Dior Hubbard. But the positive side, help is on the way in the form of a Devine. Some divine intervention indeed. I see that there in the chat. What's going on, Dad? Appreciate you. My dad in there with a nice little pun in the chat. And it is indeed some divine intervention that we can desperately use right now. So excited Andre Devine is looking to join the roster here. Seems like it's pretty much a done deal. Here's another tweet referencing it from Greg Carey, just for more confirmation here, coming from Rich Rod's presser today. Rich Rod says team is looking to add at least one tailback and is hopeful to bring in Andre Devine, son of offensive analyst and former WVU star Noel Devine. So sounds like all but done. Any time now should be official. We'll probably see him out there practicing, later this week, maybe even or next week. Andre Devine joining the rotation there at the running back position, which is much needed with how thin things are for WVU right now. But that's pretty much all I had, guys. Let me make sure there's no other updates on this situation really quickly, and then I will catch up on some of your all's comments, and we'll call it a stream. Just some breaking news, in my opinion, that's super impactful with the style of offense West Virginia plays, how important the running back position, how loaded we thought this running back room was going to be, to it now being dwindled down and us having a lot of concerns here. It's definitely something that we have to address for sure, whether it be the eligibility concerns, the injury concerns, what have you. You got to hope that those injuries aren't long-term, and you got to hope that Knighton and Edwards get eligible, or at least one of the two. You definitely need that for sure. It's just so surprising that the eligibility thing came out of nowhere for Knighton. That hadn't even been brought up yet, but I don't see any other further updates on this. So I think that's where we stand right now. We're just going to kind of wait and see, but looks like Andre Devine going to be joining this running back room. So look for a roster update in the near future here from us at the CRW once that becomes official, once he's officially added to the university's official website. But I think that'll come in short order, and we'll see him out there practicing with the Mountaineers. But that's what I had, guys. I'm going to catch up on some of your all's comments, and we'll call it a stream. Appreciate you guys tuning into this one that watch live, whether on Facebook or Twitch. Be sure to come over to the CRW YouTube if you watch there. If you're here on YouTube, whether watching live or on the playback, hit that thumbs up button. Help us out with that YouTube algorithm. And be sure to subscribe here to the channel. Stay up to date on the roster news, recruiting news, transfer portal news. We got a position preview series going on right now. And, of course, we're going to have preview and review episodes for each WVU football game throughout the season. And if that's not enough for you, you can hit the join button, become a channel member, get film reviews for each game, player grades, depth chart projections, injury reports, all kinds of fun stuff there. And we appreciate that support. Helps keep this mic recording and that camera rolling. But if you can't support us that way, the fast, easy, and free way is just hitting that thumbs up button on the video. And we do appreciate that as well. Get to some comments here before we call it a show. Let's go. Devil Dog 44 says, hey, let's go, Devil Dog. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Hey, WVU Wildman 82, there's one of those channel members. See that nice custom WVU helmet badge beside his name. He says, what's up, Jordan? Catching the live show from work. Let's go, Mountaineers, and sharing some of the custom emojis you get as well, being a channel member. What's going on, WVU Wildman? Good to see you, man. It's kind of like, I guess, a bittersweet update. Definitely some breaking news. Had to come on and talk about. Hate that we're having eligibility and injury issues. That's not good, but do love, that Andre Devine's coming into the fold, and we got another talented running back to join what could be a loaded room if we get everybody available. So, excited about it, but also a little bit worried about the eligibility stuff and the injuries, so it's kind of a weird feeling right now. What's up, Coop? Good to see you as well. Viper Strike in the house says, Jordan, this sucks. We're in trouble if they don't get healed up and eligible. Agreed, Viper Strike. We need, some of these running backs, especially in this offense, for sure. For sure. I think we have a lot of talented ones. It's just a matter of if they're going to be available, right? And at this point, it's looking a little bit iffy. But the fact that they haven't said anything about those injuries being, extensive, I feel confident that Clay Ash and Katzer will be back. Fingers crossed on the eligibility of Knighton and Edwards. And, hey, we got Andre Devine coming into the fold as an insurance clause, I guess you could say, and then someone to, build upon that could be a back of the future, really talented running back in the future as well. So it sucks right now, but I think, what they say, the night is darkest just before the dawn. This thing will turn a corner sooner or later, I do believe. Hey, Linda, good to see you. She said Curtis Jones could be WVU short yardage back. Hey, Curtis Jones is such a freak athlete. He could probably do a lot of things on the football field for sure, Linda. I don't doubt that for a second. I did see, I think Rich Rod said right now where they're so thin, he's been playing some of the slot guys in the backfield. So I'm guessing, that's Man Singleton, Rodney Gallagher, Gerard Bowie, a lot of those guys having to get some reps in the backfield right now. So definitely Andre Devine can't get here soon enough and get these eligibility issues cleared up and all of that to get some guys there to handle it, or you might have to see something like that, Linda, for sure. Trey, another channel member, Tye Edwards, appreciate you as always. Trey says, why is the NCAA dragging their feet? This is bad. Good question, man. Good question. Super concerned about it, but hopefully we get some answers sooner rather than later. That's all we can hope. And, like I said, it's just a shock to me that Knighton has eligibility issues that no one seemed to really know about or talk about up to this point. So now, two of our big-time pickups, Knighton and Edwards, both may not be available, at least to start the season. We're going to have to wait and see on that, and would love an update on the status of Sincere Bowers as he's not practicing as well. So multiple questions left, but at least we have an answer of who are they going to add at that position. It seems like that'll be Andre Devine, and hopefully we get some more answers in the near future and the NCAA stops dragging their feet, Trey. That'd be nice. Got a super chat. Hey, what's going on? Appreciate that. $20 super chat means a lot. Devil Dog says, I think we're going to be just fine. It's a tough spot, but these kids are resilient, and Rich Rod will right the ship. Well said, Devil Dog. Well said. Rich Rod is going to get it done. Just give him, 3 healthy running backs, at least 3-4 healthy running backs. He'll make it work. But we got to get these guys healthy. Got to give them able. And then I fully agree with you about Rich Rod, Devil Dog, for sure. For sure. I think we're all caught up in the chat now. So that'll pretty much do it for this one, guys. If you didn't get a chance, go back. If you came in late, go back, watch the beginning. A lot of crazy updates here about the running back room, which all of a sudden is dwindling down to just a couple people currently practicing. Hopefully we get some guys healthy, get some guys eligible. But the silver lining, we got another Devine joining the running back room in a Rich Rod offense. Andre Devine will be joining the West Virginia roster in short order. So excited about that. Hopefully we get some answers for the rest of the position, because I think West Virginia has a ton of talent there. It can have a hell of a running game this upcoming season if these running backs are around and eligible, which fingers crossed they will be here in the near future. And any more updates that come out about it, I will come on here and chat with you guys again in the near future. In the meantime, in between time, be sure to check out our position preview series still going on the channel. Linebackers drop today. Tomorrow, you got corners. Then you got nickels the next day, safeties the next day, and we'll wrap up with the specialists. That'll be releasing on Monday, and then we'll have every position covered throughout the WVU football roster. But we might have more roster updates coming because Andre Devine's probably coming into the fold, and we're looking for that linebacker as well to be added to the official roster, linebacker bandit that's coming over from Oregon State. So, a couple late additions coming in here via the camp route, but that's okay. The portal's still open. We'll still bring them in, and it looks like we're going to be adding a running back into this running back room, and we'll see what happens with Andre Devine throughout his career here at WVU and what happens with this running back position moving forward. Appreciate you guys tuning into this one. I'll catch you all on the next one. And until then, let's go Mountaineers.